So I decided that I'm gonna make a video about how your emotions are they can get burnt out, which is something that I've been feeling, is that your emotional state just literally burns out. If you are really worked up about certain things, and your emotional state will just almost self-preservation type of thing, where it just shuts down, where you're trying to keep your mind somewhat intact and your emotional state just shuts down. Or it might be that your body is you're physically ill, so your hippocampus doesn't produce the neuropeptides that you need to feel certain things. But it's definitely something that can be worked on and developed if you're not literally a psychopath that was born without the ability to feel, which would really suck. But when it comes to that, I know Joe Dispenza talks about this, where you're literally training your brain to produce certain types of emotions, and you're working out your day, the way it's gonna go, how you're gonna respond, and you can do that. And if you do it routinely, then it can become something that's actually powerful, actually useful. Something that'll be able to allow you to keep developing that. And so, what I've noticed with myself, at least, is I used to get massively emotional, and I think over time it's burnt itself out to a degree, but not so much that I can't feel that stuff anymore, but it's definitely not as strong, which I think is kind of a good thing. In a way, it might just be emotional development. And so I used to get ultra angry and confused constantly, and now I just take a pause and think and try not to hyper react to things. Hyper reacting is something that I think a lot of people do without even noticing it, and I'll have to do a little bit of research to find where this subconscious, spontaneous emotional reaction comes, especially with you can mention, even just if I just say the word politics, somebody's brain is going to start exploding into a million different things. And that's what I'm talking about. That's one of the things that I want to find and understand, where it's just this super subconscious, spontaneous emotional reaction that I don't think most people even realize they even have, let alone have any kind of control over what's going on there. And I think it's really important for basically just us as humans to develop that ability, where we can recognize our spontaneous, instant emotional reactions to things and say, I see that. That's a thing that just happened inside my own physiology. Now what we're going to do is think our way through it using the process of the trivium and get to a understanding of truth, understanding of what's real. And so this is starting to turn into one of those kind of rambly types of videos, which is fine. I'm at least hitting the points that I wanted to hit in this, talking about how our emotions function. So it's definitely interesting. I want to go into it more, but not necessarily from I think it's called pragmatism, with William James and people like Tom. I don't think it's Thomas Malthus. I think it's William James, and I'll have to look up other pragmatists of people that are totally about the physical functions. I know this is something that other neurophysiologists get into in their information. Modern neurophysiologists, you can probably name a few. I'm not going to name them. You can just use your imagination for a few seconds there. There's a lot of them. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and talk about that just a little bit because it's something that I've noticed for myself. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, where you like are at such a high level of emotion for a certain period of time, and then you come back to that emotion and it's almost not there. Almost not there. If it's not there, fully not there, then you've gone into like some kind of psychopathy, I think. But that about wraps up this video. I can't think of much else to say about this at the moment, but it's definitely an interesting topic to begin to delve into, and absolutely take those pauses to consider and to reflect and think before you let your emotions run away with you basically like steering the ship. I know there's the analogy of the elephant and the rider. You want to be the rider even though the elephant is ginormous and can basically control everything if it wanted to. But that's it, I guess.